The vast emptiness of space shimmered with an unnatural distortion as the Horizon-class exploration vessel, Pathfinder, emerged from its quantum slipstream. Commander Rorik Valentine gripped the command console, his weathered hands betraying years of interstellar navigation. "Quantum signature detected," Lieutenant Elena Rodriguez called out, her voice calm but alert. "Unknown configuration. Definitely not standard human or known alien design." The bridge crew tensed. Humanity had encountered only 2 sentient alien civilizations in the past century, both peaceful, but cautious. This unknown signature suggested something entirely different. The ship's holographic display flickered to life, revealing a massive crystalline structure floating against the backdrop of a deep purple nebula. Its geometry defied conventional structural principles, with fractal-like extensions that seemed to pulse with an internal luminescence. "Are those energy conduits?" Chief Science Officer Dr. Marcus Wong leaned forward, his analytical mind already dissecting the visual data. "The structural integrity suggests advanced quantum-based engineering far beyond our current capabilities." Rorik's strategic training kicked in. First contact scenarios were delicate, and humanity's previous encounters had taught them caution. Full passive scanning. No active probes. We observe first. Suddenly, the crystalline structure began to move. It wasn't a stationary installation, it was a ship. No, more accurately, it was a living vessel that seemed to breathe and shift with an organic complexity that challenged human understanding. A communication channel crackled to life, not through traditional radio waves, but through a quantum entanglement protocol that momentarily disoriented the ship's communication systems. Unidentified human vessel, a voice resonated, not heard, but felt directly in their minds. "You have breached the sovereign territories of the crystalline concordance. State your intention." The voice carried a mixture of curiosity and warning. It was feminine, yet carried an edge that suggested millennia of technological and cultural superiority. Rorik exchanged a quick glance with Elena. Standard first contact protocols dictated transparency and peaceful intentions. "This is Commander Rorik Valentine of the United Earth Exploration Fleet. We come in peace, seeking scientific and cultural exchange." A pause. Then a response that sent a chill through the bridge. "Peace is a complex concept, human. Your history suggests otherwise." The holographic display shifted, revealing glimpses of human conflicts, wars, environmental destruction, technological arms races. It was a damning montage that seemed to challenge their claim of peaceful intentions. "We are more than our history," Rorik responded, his voice steady. "We are also a species of innovation, adaptation, and potential." Another pause. Then a challenge, "Prove it." The crystalline vessel began to transform, its structure generating what appeared to be a quantum-based challenge arena. Holographic interfaces suggested a series of complex technological, strategic, and ethical challenges. "You will demonstrate your worthiness," the alien voice declared. "Fail, and you will be redirected. Succeed, and we might consider further dialogue." Marcus Wong's fingers were already dancing across his interface, analyzing the challenge parameters. "This is unprecedented. They're not just testing our technology, they're testing our fundamental nature as a species." Rorik understood the stakes. This was more than a first contact scenario. This was a trial that would determine humanity's potential for interstellar recognition. "Prepare all systems," he commanded. "We're about to show them exactly what humanity is capable of." The Pathfinder trembled, not from external forces, but from the potential of what was about to unfold, a moment that could redefine humanity's place in the cosmic landscape. The challenge arena materialized around the Pathfinder's crew like a living crystalline network of impossible geometries. Each interface pulsed with a soft, azure light that seemed to read their thoughts before they could even formulate them. "First challenge sequence initiated," the alien voice announced. This time, it was less of a mental projection and more of a resonant frequency that vibrated through their very consciousness. Dr. Marcus Wong's console erupted with a series of complex quantum entanglement puzzles. They weren't mere mathematical equations, but dynamic, shifting problems that required simultaneous technological, ethical, and strategic solutions. "It's a holistic assessment," Marcus muttered, his fingers flying across the interface. "They're not just testing our technical capabilities, but our entire problem-solving approach." The first challenge appeared deceptively simple, a simulation of a failing ecological system on a distant planet. But beneath the surface lay intricate layers of complexity. The crew had to balance technological intervention with ecological preservation, demonstrate resource management, and predict long-term environmental impacts. Elena Rodriguez took the lead on the environmental modeling. Her background in xenoecology gave her a unique perspective. "We can't just apply human solutions," she explained to Rorik. "Each intervention creates a cascade of potential consequences." The crystalline vessel observed, its massive structure shifting and responding to each decision the human crew made. What seemed like simple choices revealed deeper philosophical approaches to problem-solving. Rorik watched carefully. He understood this was more than a test, it was an examination of humanity's potential. Every decision would be scrutinized, every strategy analyzed. The challenges escalated. A diplomatic scenario emerged where the crew had to mediate a conflict between two hypothetical alien species with fundamentally incompatible communication methods. They couldn't rely on traditional diplomatic approaches but had to demonstrate creative problem-solving and empathy. "We need to find a communication bridge," Marcus suggested, "something that transcends linguistic and cultural barriers." The solution they developed wasn't about forcing understanding, but creating a mutual framework of respect and collaborative discovery. It was distinctly human, imperfect, yet adaptable. As each challenge progressed, the crystalline vessel's energy signatures began to change. What had started as a cold, analytical assessment now carried undertones of genuine curiosity. "Interesting," the alien voice murmured. "Unexpected approach detected." Rorik sensed a shift. This was no longer just a test, it was becoming a dialogue. Humanity was being observed, not as a potential threat, but as an unknown quantity with intriguing potential. The final challenge of this sequence pushed them to their absolute limits. A complex quantum network simulation required them to maintain system integrity while simultaneously introducing unpredictable variables. It was a test of resilience, adaptability, and collective problem-solving. "We do this together," Rorik announced to his crew. Individual brilliance means nothing without collective coordination. As the challenge reached its climax, something extraordinary happened. The crystalline vessel's energy patterns began to resonate with the Pathfinder's own quantum signature, not as a threat, but as a form of communication. They weren't just being tested. They were being understood. The quantum challenge concluded with an unexpected outcome. Instead of a definitive pass or fail, the crystalline vessel initiated a more profound form of communication, a direct quantum exchange that transcended traditional linguistic barriers. Commander Rorik Valentine felt a subtle shift in the ship's internal environment. The bridge's atmospheric pressure changed, and a faint, almost imperceptible vibration ran through the ship's structural framework. "Quantum interface stabilizing," Elena Rodriguez reported, her voice a mixture of scientific excitement and cautious professionalism. "We're experiencing a data transfer unlike anything in our previous first contact protocols." Dr. Marcus Wong's console erupted with cascading streams of information, not just data, but complex holographic representations of scientific and cultural knowledge. The crystalline concordance was sharing something more than just information. They were offering a glimpse into their civilization's core understanding. "They're not just testing us," Marcus breathed, "they're evaluating our capacity to receive and process complex information." The data revealed a civilization that had long ago transcended traditional biological limitations. The crystalline beings were more of a quantum collective, individual consciousness merged with a larger network of shared intelligence. Their technology was an extension of their collective thought, blurring the lines between biological entity, technological system, and pure information. Rorik understood the profound nature of this moment. This wasn't just a first contact scenario, it was a potential paradigm shift for human understanding of intelligence and existence. A new communication stream emerged, this time more direct. "Your species demonstrates unexpected complexity," the quantum voice noted. "Adaptive. Unpredictable. Potentially dangerous, yet equally fascinating." The ship's internal systems began to resonate with the alien quantum frequency. It was as if the Pathfinder itself was being integrated into a larger, more complex communicative network. "We're being assessed," Rorik told his crew, "but not as a potential threat. We're being understood." The challenge evolved. Now, the crystalline vessel began projecting complex scenarios, potential future interactions between their civilization and humanity. Each projection was a quantum probability matrix, showing multiple potential outcomes of their first contact. Some scenarios were collaborative, showing remarkable technological and cultural exchanges. Others were more confrontational, highlighting the potential risks of misunderstanding between two fundamentally different types of intelligence. Elena noticed something unique in these projections. "They're not just showing us possibilities," she explained. "They're inviting us to participate in shaping those possibilities." The quantum interface demanded more than passive observation. It required active engagement, a collaborative approach to understanding potential future interactions. Marcus worked furiously, translating the quantum projections into comprehensible human analytical frameworks. "It's like they're teaching us their method of strategic thinking," he muttered. "Not through words, but through direct experiential transfer." As the communication deepened, Rorik realized they were experiencing something unprecedented in human exploration. This wasn't just first contact, it was the beginning of a potentially transformative relationship between two radically different forms of intelligent life. The crystalline vessel's energy signature began to pulse with a rhythm that seemed almost anticipatory. They were waiting, not with hostility, but with a complex mixture of curiosity and cautious potential. "Prepare for next phase of communication," Rorik commanded. "Whatever comes next, we face it together." The universe seemed to hold its breath, waiting to see how this extraordinary encounter would unfold. The quantum communication evolved into something more profound. The crystalline vessel began projecting a series of complex holographic environments that surrounded the Pathfinder's bridge, immersive scenarios that challenged the crew's perception of reality itself. Dimensional interface activated, Elena Rodriguez called out, her scientific training struggling to comprehend the technological marvel unfolding before them. "We're experiencing multiple probability streams simultaneously." Each projected scenario represented a potential intersection of human and crystalline civilization. Some were utopian visions of collaborative exploration, while others revealed darker potential conflicts that threatened mutual destruction. Dr. Marcus Wong worked frantically to analyze the quantum data streams. "It's not just a communication," he explained to Rorik. "They're offering us a collective decision-making experience. We're being asked to navigate complex multidimensional challenges that test our species' fundamental approach to problem-solving." The scenarios grew increasingly complex. One moment, the crew was managing a massive interstellar resource crisis. The next, they were mediating a conflict between multiple alien species with incompatible biological and technological frameworks. Commander Rorik Valentine recognized the true nature of the test. This wasn't about individual brilliance, but collective adaptability. Each crew member brought unique perspectives, creating a holistic approach that surprised the crystalline observers. "Fascinating," the quantum intelligence observed. "Humans operate not as a uniform collective, but as a dynamic system of individual perspectives." Suddenly, the scenarios took a more personal turn. The quantum interface began probing deeper psychological and cultural layers. It wasn't just testing their technological capabilities, but their capacity for empathy, innovation, and mutual understanding. A particularly challenging scenario emerged: a complex diplomatic situation involving limited resources, competing cultural values, and potential conflict. The crew's solution wasn't about pure strategic advantage, but finding a balanced approach that respected multiple perspectives. Elena noticed a subtle change in the crystalline vessel's energy signature. "They're learning from us," she said, her voice filled with wonder. "Not just analyzing, but actually adapting their understanding." The quantum communication revealed something profound about the crystalline civilization. They were a collective intelligence that had reached a level of technological advancement most humans could barely comprehend. Yet, they approached new civilizations with a genuine sense of curiosity rather than superiority. Marcus discovered something even more remarkable. "The quantum interface is creating a real-time knowledge exchange," he explained. "We're not just being tested, we're teaching them as much as they're teaching us." As the scenarios progressed, the boundaries between the Pathfinder's systems and the crystalline vessel began to blur. It was no longer a simple communication, it was a collaborative exploration of potential realities. Rorik understood the significance of this moment. Humanity was being evaluated not as a potential threat, but as a unique form of intelligent life with its own intrinsic value. "Prepare for potential full quantum integration," he commanded, knowing they were standing at the precipice of a potentially transformative moment in human history. The crystalline vessel's energy began to pulse with a rhythm that seemed almost excited. They were witnessing something unexpected, a human capacity for adaptation that defied their initial projections. As the quantum scenarios reached their climax, the crew of the Pathfinder realized they were no longer just representatives of humanity. They were becoming something more, bridge builders between two radically different forms of intelligent life. The universe watched and waited. The quantum interface reached its most intense phase, blurring the lines between communication and actual experience. Commander Rorik Valentine felt something fundamental shifting, not just in the ship's systems, but in humanity's potential understanding of existence itself. The crystalline vessel's energy patterns began to coalesce into a more defined communication matrix. What had started as a test had transformed into something far more significant, a genuine dialogue between two fundamentally different forms of intelligence. "Final integration sequence initiated," Elena Rodriguez reported, her voice a mixture of scientific excitement and profound reverence. The bridge crew watched as holographic representations of potential futures danced around them, intricate quantum projections that showed multiple paths of potential interaction between human and crystalline civilizations. Dr. Marcus Wong's analysis revealed the true depth of their encounter. "They're not just sharing information," he explained, "they're offering us a glimpse into a completely different way of understanding reality." The quantum scenarios reached their most complex point. Humanity's potential was laid bare, its capacity for destruction balanced against its equally powerful potential for creation, adaptation, and unprecedented innovation. The crystalline intelligence communicated its findings. "Humans are an anomaly," the quantum voice resonated. "Unpredictable. Dangerous. Yet possessing a unique capacity for transformation that defies conventional evolutionary patterns." Rorik understood the profound nature of this moment. This was more than first contact, it was a potential redefinition of humanity's place in the cosmic ecosystem. The final challenge presented itself, a complex scenario that required the crew to demonstrate their species' most fundamental qualities. It wasn't about technological superiority or military might, but about something more nuanced, the human capacity for empathy, innovation, and collective problem-solving. The Pathfinder's systems began to resonate with the crystalline vessel's quantum frequency. It was as if the two technologies were engaged in a delicate dance of mutual understanding. "We are witnessing something unprecedented," Elena whispered, her scientific mind struggling to comprehend the depth of their experience. The quantum interface reached its climax. In a moment of extraordinary revelation, the crystalline vessel made an unexpected decision. Instead of maintaining a distant, analytical approach, they extended an invitation, a potential pathway for deeper collaboration. Humanity demonstrates potential beyond initial projections, the quantum intelligence communicated. Further investigation and potential integration recommended. Rorik felt the weight of the moment. This wasn't just a personal achievement or even a mission success. This was a potential turning point for the entire human species. The crystalline vessel began to transform, its massive crystalline structure shifting into a configuration that suggested openness, curiosity, and a genuine desire for mutual understanding. Preliminary integration protocols established, the quantum voice announced. First stage of collective exploration authorized. As the encounter reached its conclusion, the crew of the Pathfinder realized they had done more than make first contact. They had opened a door to a potentially revolutionary understanding of intelligence, existence, and the vast possibilities of the universe. The ship's systems hummed with a new energy, a subtle vibration that spoke of endless potential and unexplored horizons. Rorik looked at his crew, Elena, Marcus, and the others, and knew that nothing would ever be the same again. The universe had just become a much larger, more complex place.